Hey everyone, welcome back to Garner Reviews. Today we are going to be taking a look at the Veto Pro Pac TP6B. This thing is awesome. It was brand new last year and you could actually get it for free during Veto Pro Pac's spring promo event. Now, as you can see, this bag has not been used, so I was kind of stuck with this bag trying to figure out where it was going to fit in my workflow, but I think I've solved that, and I've kind of developed a philosophy for how I want to store and utilize different bags and tools to make myself as efficient on the job as possible, and I'm really excited to incorporate that into my philosophy. So with all that out of the way, let's jump into the video right now. Alright, so here it is again, and this is the Veto Pro Pac TP6B. You can see I still have the tags here on the bag. Like I said, it has been sitting here and I've been looking at it and trying to figure out how it would best fit into my workflow with tools, and kind of developing a philosophy on how I wanted to get myself really organized and as efficient as possible. And I think I've developed a strategy, and I'm going to share it with you guys in this video. Again, this is probably going to evolve and change over time, but I would love to hear what you guys think and chime in the comment section down below. So talking about the bag though, as you can see, this is a compact open top bag. And what's nice about this one, I mean, other than the open top, which some people are going to like, some people aren't, and I think for the use case of this bag, I'm going to appreciate that open top. It does have a V-swap panel right in here, and that is just a term come up that has been developed by Veto Pro Pac. That means the panel is removable and it is swappable with other V-swap panels. Now, not all V-swap panels interchange with another. Obviously, some bags are larger, some are smaller, but usually for every bag that has V-swap, Veto Pro Pac offers multiple different options here, whether it's just a blank piece that would go back in and protect the Velcro and allow kind of more of a bulk storage system, or if that is a kind of a different arrangement of pouches and on a panel, they've kind of got that covered. So I really like the V-swap system. Again, it just gives you, the end user, as much versatility as possible. And I can see they're making some kind of design improvements. I think most of the original V-swap was just Velcro. This one now has the inclusion of the buttons here, and maybe that's because there's just not enough real estate worth of Velcro here to really make it secure, or I don't know, maybe this is a new system that Veto Pro Pac has got going on all their new V-swap. I'd be interested to know how that's going to work. It kind of makes alignment really nice and easy, obviously, because you're going to just snap those back in where they need to go, and then the Velcro grabs on really nice and tight. But there that is. On this bag, that is the only V-swap panel, but I'll kind of show off the inside here, and we'll get some other angles to show you guys kind of all the pockets and the layout. So we're going to just kind of do a quick overview of this here. On the back side as well, you have a nice hook system here. This is great. I really like that this is included, and honestly, I need to be better about remembering it's here so that I can utilize it more. But it's a great system. If you're out, maybe you're outside working on unlevel ground, or you're working somewhere where you don't have a good place to set this down on a flat surface, you can always hook it and it's going to sit there propped wherever you need it. So that's really nice. It kind of tucks in here with the strap, and the strap is adjustable so that if you want it a little bit tighter or a little bit longer, you can make that adjustment. You have this nice big large pocket here, lots of Velcro, and that opens up. This is big enough you could put obviously quite a few different things in here. It doesn't open up super wide, but I could see, maybe a tablet or something like that, whether it's a writing tablet or an actual like iPad or something, or any other tool that's maybe on the thinner side would work in there very well. It's got this nice kind of waterproof, I don't know what this material would be called, but it's a nice kind of soft surface here that feels rubberized. On the side, we got a tape loop here with a D-ring, and then you have this pocket. It's a fairly nice size pocket here. You can kind of see that in there. Great pocket. You do have a tape clip protector right there, so if you want to throw tape on, another D-ring, and then a smaller pocket here for things like, I don't know, maybe pins or smaller tools that would fit in that little pocket. Flipping to this side, kind of have a similar arrangement, except you have your large pocket, and then you have this really nice, it's kind of like a preformed, really squared off pocket that has a hole through the bottom. So if you had a longer tool or something, you could slide that all the way through and it would poke out the other side here. Great option. And then you have two smaller pockets that would be really ideal for things like pins or markers, pencils, anything like that, or, you know, kind of tools of that nature. You got your carry handle up here on the top, and it kind of wraps it up here for the most part on the outside. Great carry handle. I love the grips on these. They're really well made. And of course, if you don't want it, it is removable, just in clips like that. So you got a lot of versatility there. What's nice too about this is it's just long enough. They obviously designed this to work this way. It fits right over the top with kind of just perfect amount of length there so that it gets out of the way so that you have easy access to your tools. So that's a great design feature there. So back on the front side here, you kind of have a nice elastic. It's almost like a neoprene pocket here. It's not enormous, but because of its nature being elastic and being fairly soft, I feel like that could be very useful for different instruments, tools, things like that. You have two side pockets here that are fairly deep. They run all the way to the bottom. They're kind of like open on the bottom side, so you can get something really long. It'll drop all the way down and through there, so that's great. And then you have this back row of pockets. These are also very long, very deep, and there's 4 of those kind of set up across the back side of the bag. So you have a lot of options here. Again, with the V-swap and with just as it is, you get a lot of options. And on the very front, shouldn't forget that, we do have another spot here for a tape measure. This is the protector. Flip that up, it is Velcro, and you have a nice large pocket here that also has some spots where if you wanted to put some bits or maybe some writing instruments, anything like that, that would work in there. And that pretty much sums up the entire bag and its layout. So with all of that wrapped up, I wanted to talk about where I think this might fit in well for me in my workflow and kind of talk about the philosophy I have going forward for the bags I use, the tools I use, and how I want to kind of stay organized and efficient. And so I've kind of developed this into different stages or levels. That's kind of how I like to think about it. In level 1, or maybe in this case I would say level 0, it is the things that I have on my person all the time, every day. For me, when I'm working, I'm wearing really similar pants with a very similar pocket layout day in and day out, and that's to help provide muscle memory so that I know exactly where things like my flashlight or my utility knife, anything like that, where it is on me at all times. So kind of tracing along this philosophy here, level 0 is I've got my on either side here, and this is a nice kind of hip pocket, or what they call sometimes a mag pocket. I think these pockets were kind of popularized in the shooting community. It was a spot where you can put like an AR-15 mag in, but they work great for things like flashlights and knives, so that's kind of how I utilize them. I always have my flashlight on my left hand hip pocket, and I have a utility knife or a pocket knife on my right hand pocket. This situation, it's a Fisker. This is one of their Pro compact knives. I love these things. They are just small enough that they fit in the pockets well and they're not uncomfortable, but you don't lose out on, you know, functionality. They're large enough and beefy enough that I feel like if you really need to cut something, maybe you're cutting into drywall or something like that, or some other thing, you can really get a lot of work done with this without feeling like you need a full-size utility knife. So this has been great. This is just a Olight. This was the, I think it's the Arkfeld, and it was their titanium version. I like this because it's kind of a flat square profile, and that fits in these pockets a little bit better. So that was just kind of my preference. Some other things that I always have on me, and it's on my right leg pockets, multiple, you know, writing options. I always carry a pin with me. I really like these Sharpie pins. They work really well. So I've got that. And then these Pica pencils have been phenomenal. I really like them. Fits in there well. The green color, it's easy to find. In case I set this down, I can always find the cap, but typically I try to be really good about putting it back into the little holster while I'm using it. And you have a built-in sharpener here for the end, so if you need to mark something really finely, I can take this out of my pocket, spend a second, sharpen up the lead, and you are good to go, or graphite, I guess in this case. And then I always carry one of these key smarts, and this has all the keys that I need on it every day for work. I've been able to condense this down fairly well, and most days I don't need any more keys than this, so that's been great. So that's kind of my level 0 carry. And again, those are things that I have on with me every day. That would also include things like your cell phone, maybe your wallet, your car keys, those types of things. That would be my level 0. Level 1 is getting into what I like to consider like a tool pouch or something like that. So this is just kind of a step up from what you would carry on yourself daily. This was the MP1X. I did a video on that. I will have it up in the video right now. I'll also have a link in the description. But this tool pouch has been absolutely phenomenal. I'm gonna tweak some of the tools that are in here. I'm thinking I might change out this T-handle driver for something else, and possibly this as well. I really like this and the T-handle, but the issue I'm running into is these bit railers have been good up until recently, and then I ended up losing a few bits while walking around and I never recovered them. So I'm a little bit leery. I don't want to keep losing bits. That's really annoying. So I might end up going with something like this PB Swiss or another screwdriver that has bits built into the handle. There's a bunch of them out there, and that feels like kind of a good way of doing that. I know the PB Swiss one has basically the same thing, the ratcheting driver, but it's in black, and the handle has, I believe it's 8 or 10 bits built into it. So that seems like that'd be an easy kind of fix. I would exchange that, get rid of the railers for now, and then figure out a different thing for the T-handle. Although, who knows, I really like the T-handle in some situations. There's certain situations I run into on my job where I've really appreciated it. I just don't use it frequently enough that I don't know that I need to carry it with me every day. So again, check this video out if you haven't already. Veto Pro Pac MP1X. This is what I would consider my level 1. So that gets back into the Veto Pro Pac. This is the TP6B, and I think this is going to essentially be kind of my level 2. What I'm going to do is outfit this as more of a generalized tool bag that's kind of a step up from this. And my philosophy around this is that every level should kind of augment the level previous to it, so that as you move up through the levels, you're able to do more and more work, if that makes sense. So level 0, again, are things on my person. Well, level 1 doesn't necessarily need a knife in there or something like that, because I have that on my level 0. And at some point there may become some redundancies because it makes sense to, but that's kind of how I like to build it out. Like, I wouldn't have a pair of pliers in my pocket and a pair of pliers on my level 1. Maybe I put a pair of pliers in here that are like a larger size, because then, you know, there's some situations where you need a larger pair of pliers, that kind of thing. But you're trying to constantly augment and improve on the previous level so that you can get more work done. So I think this bag is going to work really good for that. Now, it is an open top bag, and I know for some people that's kind of a deal breaker. They're concerned with it, you know, tipping over and spilling out tools everywhere. Maybe you're driving a lot, you know, and it's in the back of a vehicle and it falls over a bunch. That would be a bummer. Or maybe you work outside a lot and you're concerned about the weather, elements, those types of things, getting in there and messing with the tools. And those are all valid considerations. So definitely think that through and what makes sense for you. For myself, this actually works really well. I don't have to drive super far, and when I get on site, I'm going to be in and out of buildings frequently because I'm doing facility maintenance. So, you know, there are times where I'm working outside, but it's never consistent enough that I need to worry about the weather. So this just feels like this is going to work really well. And I didn't want to go too big on my level 2 bag, because I think between my level 1 and then getting into my level 2, I should be able to get a lot of things done. Then my thought was that maybe getting into my level 3, the bags would kind of get more specialized. Then I would move into bags that are maybe electrical focused, or perhaps they're plumbing focused, or they're focused towards a specific task. And you would utilize both these 2 levels, your level 1 and your level 2, in conjunction with maybe an electrical bag to get a large project done. So that's kind of how I'm designing these out, and the philosophy behind how I'm going to use these bags. I would love to know what you guys think though. Do you guys build out your bags like that? I know a lot of guys like to build them out just specific to a task, and that works really well. But again, I would love to hear what you guys think. Have you guys used the TP6B? I'm super excited, and I kind of feel silly that I've just had it sitting here for so long and I haven't built it out. But at the same time, I'm glad I've kind of thought this through, and I'm really excited to now build this out, get my tools in here, and see how it works. I would love to hear from you guys. Have you guys used this? And what is your philosophy behind your tool organization? Who knows, maybe you're the kind of guy that likes to toss all of his tools into the bucket and you get a bunch of work done that way. Good on you. I cannot do that. It drives me nuts. But either way, I want to hear from you guys. Drop it down in the comments section below, and let me know in my next video, would you guys like to see this loaded out, or maybe that's something, you know, that you guys don't care to see. Either way, let me know. I'll catch you guys in the next one.